Hello friends and hello student. In this session we learn the structure versus class in C++. So what is the difference between these two, and with help of program we can understand. So first I fix my screen here, and here turbo C++ is there, and I just double click it. Take some time, yes, processing, and now open, yes, Alt F file menu, and here our goal, uh, structure, yes. So structure versus class. So both is a user defined data type. First statement in both. So structure versus class in C language, the structure is a not a declare the just a different type of collection of a member, like integer, float. That the member we have to define, not a member function we have to define in C structure. So that is a limitation of structure. But in C++ structure, you can also define the member function also and member variable also. So both in, so what is the difference? Now first different I can say you structure of C language, that is just definition of structure. Structure is a collection of different type of data type, that is known as a structure, and structure is a user defined data type. And also that is C++ also, that is user defined data type. So first in 1980 Benjamin Strostrup give the name C with classes, because C just only class is a new concept in C++. So that is a user defined data type, or we can say that C structure, that is extended, that is known as a class. So in C++, structure is something new. That is, we can define the different type of variable and also define different type of function or member function. So what is a different now? I can say you structure of C++ and class. So first key different, by default scope of structure is a public, and by default scope of class in the private. That is a main key difference. And we can say that in complex data type, like I just give example, like C is a complex variable of class, and C, uh, we can say that here 3 directly, C, and C1 plus C3, that is not possible in structured data type. Complex number we cannot like that operator overloading, and that's not possible in structure variable, but that possible in the class variable. So class variable that known as an object. So you have to know very well. So now we can start our structure versus C++ structure versus class. So first I save this file. So what is a benefit? First, we can write only 1-2 line and then save. If power is light is gone, so our file is also gone. So we can save first our file, and then we can type our coding. So be habit this type of scenario. And here we can give the structure, yes, first 4 letter, and class CLS, and dot C++ is there. So maximum can give the 8 character of file name, so not truncat, yes. So struct and class. So first can include the our header file io stream.h, yes, and that is very important. And then we can include the onio.h, yes, and then we can first define the structure and then convert to the class. So what is a different structure and class, that is we can identify. So we can take any form like student, employee, product, whatever, but we can easily understand the first beginning of the student. So here I use the student. Okay, so student, yes, and opening closing brace and semicolon is there, yes, and then I give the like RNO roll number, and then subject one, or you can specify the subject name like C++ or Oracle, whatever in your BCSM3 or your subject, and total, yes, that is a by default that public. So here we cannot write the public keyword, and there are 3 visibility mode, that is also different. In here by default scope is a public, in structure we can use in the structure. So here we cannot specify like public. In class we can define that public keyword. but all are public in structure, so we cannot define. So now we can take some character 1D array taking the student name and then float that percentage, yes, and then we can define our member function also in structure that happen. So here we can get data, yes, that is getting the value, and cal some calculations, total and percentage, and also you can take the grade, but we can define after first uh, both different, and then we have to take, yes. So that is a structure member. And how it's defined, you can directly, like the in a general syntax. So here we can also use the like same as a class syntax also in define the here also in within a structure. So we can define in outside structure also. Let us check. So here first that name of the structure. So yes, first return data type, that structure name and scope resolution operator, and then get data, and then we can scan our roll number, name, all are. So here we can message enter student roll number, yes, and then scan, and that RN, yes. So that is it. So here all are public, yes, and then 4 times, because student name and 2 subject mark we can take from user or programmer. So here enter student name, yes, and then change the variable name according to that, and then enter first subject marks, yes, and here remove the roll number, yes, and then here subject one variable, and same way enter second, or you can also give the name of subject, okay, second subject marks, okay, and remove this roll number, so because we can copy, so that time be alert, change appropriate, and give one blank after colon sign, so we can some distinct, and here we can take subject 2, yes. So that is a finish our cat. And now cal data I define in let us first take in inside outside, and then also inside also. So student and scope resolution operator and cal data, and then we can just total find subject 1 plus subject 2, that is, and percentage define total, yes, total divide by 2.0, because that are both in the like here integer, and our handler is a float, so that is typecasting is required. And also you, if you not here, then you can define in C++ notation float, yes, so that is also possible. And now third member, that is a student, yes, and scope resolution operator, and then put data. So all we have to print in cout, and here cout, yes, and then we can give like only one roll number heading. So roll number is a, yes, and then we can define the RNO, and then we can give in new handle to line, and then again we can give the name of the student, and then print the name, and same way give the handle, and then next we have to take the subject 1 or subject 2. So roll number, name, subject 1 marks, yes, and then print the subject 1, yes, and then again handle new line. Handle is a manipulator, okay, you have to know, I think. So subject yes, subject 2 marks, or give the name to your specific subject, and subject 2, yes, and then handle, yes, and then next is our total, yes, and give the total variable, and then handle, yes, new line, and then heading that percentage, yes, and then last is a PR and semicolon. So I think ready. Let us check any problem or any mistake is there, so we can check one by one. So yes, that is no any problem. Yes. So now, and the last we have to define our main function, that is a bottom to top programming in C++. So here we can student, yes, 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 and s1, that object or that structure variable, and we can call first get data, yes, and then s1, that cal data, calculate the data, that name, and then last put data. So that, yes, and get ch and clear screen is required. Get ch, and here we can clear the screen. So yes, I save and compile. Yes, so yes, there is no any error. So like look like the class and structure both are similar, but the main different here, you can look, you can define all, not in a class, that variable is a by default as a private. So that is a key difference, structure versus class in C++. So C++ structure, in that file C, we can save as a C extension. So that is giving the error because that member function is not declaring the C structure. So extension of the C structure in C++ structure is a, we can also define the data member function. That is a new thing. And just we can change the structure to class and class to structure. Both are working. So here, first I run this program, and then let us check how it's. Yes, first give the roll number, then name, Ram, yes, subject 1 marks, and then 2, and then print our mark sheet, like roll number, name, 2, subject, mark, total, and percentage. Okay, so that very easy, very simple way we have to define. So structure, here we cannot any visibility mode, public, private, or protect, because the default scope all are public and default scope all are in class is a private. So that is a key difference between structure and class in C++. So here one, we can also, like I just comment line this cal data, and we can define inside the structure, that also possible, like in same way we can define in class. So I just that member I remove, and that give here that 2, like our total, and subject 1, yes, and plus sign, subject 2, total, and percentage. And same way we can define the float typecasting, and then total divided by. Okay, so let us any take error or give, yes, there is no any error. So we can also define the in same way in class, like that is here we can use structure. So in C++, there is a, or one distinct, that is we can define here structure keyword. Okay, and also in that main different here in the like class variable, first in C language, here we can define the structure keyword and then declare that variable. That is a also in new in C++ structure, there is not required structure keyword. So that is a keyword you have to know very well in C language. So here we can directly, like a class as a object, s1 is a object, class variable is object, runtime entity known as a object, and class is a collection of data member and member function, that is known as a class, and class is a collection of object, we can say that. Okay, so that is a new for you, or you can say that something different. So here we can require the structure keyword. Yes, let us check that give any error. Yes, no give any error. So you can prefix as a keyword in the structure variable, or you cannot provide the structure keyword. That is also second difference. We can C++ structure, that not in C language, that compulsory you can provide the structure keyword and declare that variable. But in C++, there is, we can, let us check, I again compile, but there is no any error. Yes, and I remove this structure keyword. Yes, and then compile. So what happened? Yes, there is no, we can previously not give the structure keyword. So that look like I just again run, and we can give some different, like puja or any name. So we can provide some different values. So that, yes, float percentage, I taking the float percentage. So first time that is like total is that depend upon total. So that is rounding the percentage. So here 82.5, yes, that plot now. So that is our typecasting we have to check. Yes, so that is a C++ notation typecasting. So in C language, you can take in the expression here C and C++, like here also that same syntax follow. Like here we can also that give the expression in the that in C notation. We can say that typecasting. There is no any error, but in we can use in C++. So we can define the data type in the parenthesis. Okay. Okay. So I think you can understand what is a structure and class in C++. So by default scope of structure is a public, and by default, like I now we can apply our one member and class. So both we can define the grade of student. So here I grade declare the variable and depend upon the percentage. So here we can take if condition. So if percentage is greater than above, like you can say that 70 of and operator logical, and percentage is less than or yes, less than 80, I think. Okay, so we can maximum 80, or you can depend upon nowadays so many percentages there. So we can also 85 something. So that percentage, or we can say that grade equal to single A plus grade. Yes, that. But there is two characters there, so sometime taking error. I look first. You can take check because yes, there is no giving any error. So yes, character one only, but we can take two character in sign. Okay, let us check, and then we can else if ladder. Yes, you have to know very well else if ladder in C plus C and C plus plus both. So now percentage is greater than 60 and below the percentage less than or equal to 69, because you can provide the 69, 70 of that is an A grade. So now the grade we have to define in the A only for A grade, not plus. And same way else if ladder, and then percentage is greater than equal to, we can say that 50 above, and next percentage less than or yes less than or 60 not equal to. Okay. So here you can also 70, so you cannot use equal sign, so that rounding we have to. And then grade, that just B grade. Yes. And next else if we can take like our percentage is greater than or equal to 40 only, because there is an yes less than is not required, or you can say that percentage is less than not equal to 50, so that is a last grade equal to C grade. Okay, you can also distinction that type of first class, second class. So you can here take the grade is a 1D array, not of characters, just 1D array. Like our name is a 1D array is there. Yes. So in C and C++, there are two data type is not holding, that like Boolean and string data type. So we can use that type character that is inbuilt and then derive array, that is array 1D array. Okay, and last else block, and that we can say that no any grades, so we can just we can say that to, or you can assign the 0 otherwise. Okay, so here we can say that student is fail, that type of just only fail. Yes, so directly see out print. So yes, so we can print also grade in our output. So after the here we can handle and then grade and print the grade. Yes, so let us Yes, no any error. Let us check how it's print. So yes, Ram and give some medium. Yes, so A grade is there because 70 up 72.5%. So A grade, I think. Yes, let us check. 75 is where. So yes, 75 is in greater than or that equal to not 7 up to 70 and less than 85. So that is A grade. Yes, but that I think what happened. Yes, so A plus that because with that character data type, so plus sign is not print. So that we can take the here two size of 1D array, then and then plus sign is print, and that we can define not in double quote. Here we can require big double quote. So that time we can assign the use the string copy function that is also needed. So here, so our now I just include the string.h that is required string.h, and here we can put the string strcpy function is there, and now first our variable that is a grade. Yes, grad, yes, and then we can put double quote because now is a and then two character. Yes, that our copy now. Yes, let us check. Yes, there, yes, so what? Yes, now yes, all we have to give the strcpy function because that needed. So I just copy this and then pass to here all. So that now is a character array. So we cannot assign single character. All we have to provide. Okay, so because that is a okay, you have to know very well. Here now not requiring that type of assignment. Here we can give the a yes in double quote, and yes here is a and here is now copy and then b grade. Yes, I remove this b now because string array. So it better you can give the distinction second class, first class, that type of, and here C and I remove this and last. So that is now I okay I think. So let us yes there is no yes what is okay now double quote is remaining. So that giving the error. Yes, there is no error. Yes, so now that plus sign is printed, so we can testing and then yes plus a plus is their grade now is appear because two character. So if you not plus, then you can use only character grade, but we can define plus sign that we can take so many like that testing, and that we can ultimately take the string.h header file and strcpy function use. So I think you can understand. So my goal is that I just use else if ladder revision and strcpy string function we have to use, and here we can take the condition else if ladder like I just here I passed. So that is like ladder. Okay, so else under you have to define your if under else. So that is like ladder now. Okay, so that type of you can shifting your statement. Okay, so that is our main goal. We can now convert this all thing in the class. So I just uh, remove the structure keyword and provide the class. What happened? Just shifting the class and let us take error. Yes, that is 3 error because get data, cal data, and put data that is not public now because that all are private. So we can that all private class not handle in real life. So I just remove this structure keyword to class. So that is a default flow. All the that variable and member function are all in the uh, private. Structure is a public, so that is not giving any error. But now in that case that is giving the error. Get data is not accessible, cal data is not accessible, and put data is not accessible. So what we can should do, so we can define our visibility mode. Yes, that is in needed to class. And our cal data is very long. First, we can only total and percentage. So I just shifting all these part first into outside our class because that class is very long. So here I just put all these things. Okay. So that is a look better, and I open this again comment line. So here, yes, that all are open, and here we can now remove this what, yes, that yes, brass, and then all these things. Here is brass, so here we can shifting all here, yes, that now perfect alignment, otherwise you can get the error, not getting your error. So that type of here I arrangement, that is my always my programming, I adjust first my element or statement, so you can any error get easily, so you can apply this method, so you can get easily your error, that is a meaning. So always, yes, that's now okay. And yes, that what happened, we can here is a default is a private, so I just give one blank tab, and then also tab, and here we write public, that is a, and colon sign is that class, so all is well now. So that is now all error is yes, what, yes, here semicolon is required because you have to first inside cal data declare, so that semicolon is needed. Now there is no error, just put the public, because in real life all private class that we cannot handle, because all are private. What is a, that is a rules, you can access only public member to the private data, public member is only access that private member of that class, so all are private, so what can handle, so that is a question. So I think you have to know, understand very well what is a different structure and class. That is my goal in this session. But we can also take else if later some timing, because there is a condition of that class grade, or also you can define the grade or a class like first distinction, first class, second class, all of these type. Okay, so that is a same as previously. Now let us run this program. That is, we can define now class. There is no any change. Just I do what, and here first I remove the structure keyword and then define the public. Then there is no any error. So that is a now private all by default, that I here write the private keyword or not. That is a default scope of class is a private, so we cannot write here private keyword. Okay, by default you can give here, there is no any error. Let us check. Yes, there is no any error. So because there is a default is a private, so here is a very important concept: private, public, and protect. Protect is a pacific, that is a design for inheritance purpose, so here we cannot discuss the protect mode. And that three keyword that known as a visibility mode: private, public, and protect. And you can give the class any sequence, any order. By default is a private, then here public, and here next protect, and then again you can define public, private, protect, that sequence. There is no limitation, you can give your requirement. So I hope you can understand and enjoy this session. So we can define student mark sheet with help of that class first structure and then class, and also understand what is a difference between structure C and C++. So C structure, I just revise. C structure, we cannot define the member function in C structure, but in C++ structure, we can also define the member function. And now next difference, that is structure of C++ and class of C++. So by default, the structure of C++, that is a public scope, and also in C, but class and use, that both are user defined data type, but by default class is a private scope. So here we can write the private keyword in, or not write, there is no difference. So why we can write, so that is a initial, I just show you, that is also possible. You can write the private and colon, that is syntax colon sign. So all are that public, otherwise that we cannot define here. So I let us check again compile. So that is giving 3 error, because that private member not handle the class object. So that is a rules. So here S1 is a student class object, but cannot access because that private member. So public member can access by the object of that class. So that is a, we can say that that is rules of class user defined data type. So now I just open this comment line, remove, and here again that no any error, and let us run this program. Yes, all are well. Yes, then we can give the Krishna, yes, and any name. So here, and also one I give the one improvement of, yes, this coding, where that is all well, class and structure I complete, but here what one condition, if I give one and any name like Ram again, so I failed this student, so what happened? So that student also percentage and grade is find out that our program, so that is not proper. So when student is a fail, so you cannot find the total and percentage. So here in this here in cal data we can here if subject is greater than equal to 40, and then subject 2, yes, subject 1 is required, yes, subject name, so that is improvement, that is a subject 2 is greater than equal to 40, both are if and operator we can define, and then total and percentage, and then this grade or are defined, otherwise we can provide some say that student is failed, so that is a just only message. So here we can say that, and here we can define that all are like total. We cannot give, if you give the total, there is no any error, so we can total apply, but that percentage is not apply. So I remove in above this condition of total we have to find, but that percentage and grade is not fine. So what can do? So here in else part we can define that percentage like here, and that 0.0, okay, and what is a grade? So grade is like we can fail that type of message. So if here C grade is not possible, so here we can improve over, and that store grade just we can message print, so grade is not fine. So here strcpy we can use str and cpy string copy, and then our grade, and then we can f as a fail, okay, so in double quote fail, just that meaning. Otherwise you can also give the more character here in grade, like not two only, here like 50 and fail of that type of message also give, so I like 10 character. So that is, but here we can just f means fail that student, that type of grade, okay. So yes, also you can write just only fail of student here, and here just we print in cout the student is fail, that type of message. Let us look how it's work. So that is improvement, not a difference between class and structure, that is just perfection of mark sheet requirement. So again that fail, and that what happened, yes. So one subject is fail and one is a pass, yes. So that percentage is 0, and also you can 0.0, and fail grade is fail, and yes, our message is up to student is fail, yes, that in below of that, because that is a last we have to print, so provide the slash and new line or endl, okay. So here you can provide the slash n or endl, that is both are valid. Okay, so that is some improvement. So I hope to enjoy this session, and some improvement is there, and what is a difference between class and structure. So I think so many I testing and perfectly print our student mark sheet. So structure with the class. So I just say that structure is a by default scope is a public, and class default is a private scope. That is main key difference in C++ structure and class, both are user defined data type, okay. So that is a extension of structure is known as a class. So Benjamin Strostock first give the C with classes, because only one change, and that is a object oriented programming, class and object, main philosophy of object oriented programming. and 7 principles like class, object, data encapsulation, uh, data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing, and dynamic binding. So I think that is a complete my session, and write this program to your note. Very important and very simple program. I show you and different. I just all structure and class. So Alt F3, I close this file and Alt X quit. So subscribe my channel Ashok Sijal Academy. Press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting, and sharing my video lecture. And Hare Krishna.